Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video. Apologies for this video being a few days late, but I have my last Michael's exclusive review of the season, and we're ending it off strong. This is the new for 2023 Lemax Spooky Town Wicked Garden Coven. So this is the big witch piece for this year. It seems like that Lemax, the last couple of years have always had a big animated witch building in their lineup. And of the Michael's exclusives this year, this along with the dungeon, I think, are the two big showpiece items. But before I begin the review, I just wanted to briefly discuss what I'm planning to do for the rest of the season. So, after this building, the Wicked Garden Coven, I have two more standard line buildings from Lemax that I'm going to be talking about. Then I'll end off the new for 2023 buildings with the Department 56 Trick or Treat Lane pieces that they have, which I'm pumped to talk about those. And then after that, I will be doing a couple retired buildings, and then for Halloween, I have a special video planned for that, but I just wanted to give you all a basic outline for how the rest of the season is going to look. So, onto the Wicked Garden Coven. To me, this is one of Lemax's big standout witch pieces. The witch theme has been hit or miss for me. Sometimes I really dig them, but on the whole, I wouldn't say it's one of my top favorite themes, but I think Lemax, the last couple years, they've had some really good ones, and I think that this, the Wicked Garden Coven, is another great one. So, as you can see here, this building has stellar lights and animation. Like I said, this is very much a showpiece for your witch scene, and, to talk about the animation here, up top, you have the witches that fly around, which, by the way, they do come detached. You have to put them on yourself. A lot of Lemax witch buildings have these witches that fly or hover around the top of the building, but you also have the witches on the bottom that go through the building, which is also a very common piece of animation. And then lastly, I think the coolest part of the animation is the skeleton who bobs in and out of the well. So, like I said, very good animation, but there is also a lot of crazy lighting going on here, such as the cauldron at the front, which I always like when Lemax does the cauldron with the pulse lighting on there. Witch pieces when they have the flames and the ooze pulse. I think it's a really cool effect. And probably the most striking thing on this building is the green flame on top of the house. Now, Lemax has done a lot of the pulsing fire the last couple years, but I really like how the flame on this one is green as opposed to, the standard orange fire that they've been typically doing. So, talk about some of the details here. To go with the garden theme, there's all sorts of mushrooms and flowers present around the building. You've even got some pumpkins. I love the scarecrow that's on the side here. You've also got the actual Wicked Garden Coven sign that's kind of like a dangling sign that looks really nice. You have this witch up top here who's actually lit with purple, which looks really cool. And then you also have this weather vane with the bat, which, by the way, like the witches that they go on the top, this also comes detached, so you have to put that on yourself. So, to talk about, general theming on this building, so like I said, this is a witch piece, so this would go fantastic with, some of the witch buildings they've had in the past. Specifically, though, and actually whenever I first saw this piece, this is what jumped out at me. This, to me, reminds me a lot of the Small Witch's Cottage that came out last year. I did not get that piece, but I regret not getting it because it did look very nice. So if you had that piece from last year, or if you have this one and you want something to go with it, that cottage from last year will be really good. But something else about this piece is, like I said, it's a witch piece, but I think that this could also work in a fairy tale theme. This very much seems like a Hansel and Gretel type building, so it could go with some of the other fairy tale pieces that they have, like maybe the Cuckoo House from a couple years ago, and last year they had that a pumpkin potpourri building that had the smoke on it, so it could go for a bunch of different themes, so I think that's pretty cool. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude it for my review of the Wicked Garden Coven. An excellent witch building. I think Lemax, they really had some really cool witch buildings the last couple years. I think they've really upped their game, and this is another great one for that, and I think that this would look amazing with the clock tower that they did a couple years ago, which was also awesome. So, yeah, guys, that was the Wicked Garden Coven. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And that's going to do it for all of my Michael's exclusives this year. So, once again, thank y'all for tuning in. And to tease what I'm going to be talking about next time, we are going to be headed to a funeral parlor. So, until then, though, once again, thank y'all so much for watching. Here is the Wicked Garden Coven with the lights and sound.
Witches gather round